happened this morning.
So what happens is nobody's going flat. He's going along somewhere. So here we are today. Okay? Here's, if you did nothing different, nothing. Here's where he would be in 6 weeks, 6 months, and 6 years. Okay? Again, if you did nothing different. And you come here where you expected him if nothing changed, and now you have a little gap, you wouldn't have expected it for 3 to 6 months. If you have a moderate gap, you wouldn't have expected it for 6 to 9. If you have a big gap, you wouldn't have expected it for 9 to 12 months. That's what we're looking for. However, this is perpendicular. That's the rate of response, the speed of response. Oh, wow, I never expected this. He's been going like this. This is way ahead of what we would have expected on his same rate. However, this is perpendicular. Here's nothing. This is nothing. This is significant. This is wow. This is nothing. This is wow. It's not that far on the x-axis. X-axis is where you want him to be. Okay? It's not that far yet. It's like going to first grade. All we're doing right now for the first 6 weeks is I'm giving you a tree seed and a tulip seed. And in 6 weeks you're not going to have a beautiful tulip on your countertop. And you're not going to be sitting under the shade of, of the leaves of a tree. It's not going to happen. All we're looking for in 6 weeks is, did the seeds germinate? Is he a methyl B12 responder? Did it come up? 6 seeds will not germinate. 6 seeds are dead. I cannot water them, fertilize them, make them grow. No matter what I do, they will not grow. They're dead. 94 seeds out of every 100 are alive, and that's all we're looking for. So if his seed germinates, then for the next 2.5 to 4 years, we make sure we don't stop it. But we don't know yet whether he will respond better on an everyday or every 3-day dose. We don't know that. And so that's later on we have to do that, because 50% of the kids need it every day, 50% need it every 3 days, and we don't know that yet. So that's later on. Neither of you speak Dutch, right? No. Okay. Me neither. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put on you blindfolds and earmuffs, okay? And I'm going to put a parachute on you. And I'm going to take you 20,000 feet above the ground over the Netherlands, over a Netherlands village. And I'm going to gently push you out of the plane, because I'm not mad at you. I don't want you to think I'm trying to kill you. I'm going to push you out of the airplane. And I'm going to make sure I pull your ripcord on your parachute so it opens. And you can't see and you can't hear. And you're scared. You're coming down. You don't feel anything under your feet. You feel, okay? And now it's going go. You're like in the, your tennis shoes in the dryer. Okay. So now you're going on your windmill, and you're scared. You're bouncing around. Eventually, you break your windmill blade off, and you hit the ground. You can't see. You can't hear. You jump up. You're even more scared. You're limping. You're hobbling. You're pulling your windmill blade, and your parachute behind you. You're stumbling into their fountains. You're getting up muddy hands all over their buildings. Your windmill blade is breaking their flowers and breaking their flower pots. You're ruining their town, and 3 kinds of people come out to greet you. There's the angry people, that's obvious. There's the curious people, where'd you come from? And then there's the compassionate people, I hope you didn't get hurt. The angry people grab your earmuffs and blindfold, and they take you and they start yelling and screaming at you, where'd you come from? What kind of a person did your mother raise anyhow? Who's going to pay for this mess? You're listening to them. You don't understand Dutch. You don't understand, but for the first time in your life, you're starting to be able to read lips. For the first time in your life, you're starting to be able to hear the language. And you're starting to be able to put meaning to anger, the words that go with anger and compassion and curious. And you don't know much. And in 6 weeks with methyl B12, 6 weeks in the Netherlands, you're not going to know much more language than to say, where's the bathroom and feed me? But if you stay in the Netherlands for 2 or 3 years, you're going to learn the language. If you stay in the Netherlands 4 or 5 years, you're going to learn the culture. And that's what it is. So methyl B12 is what we're doing, the first thing we're going to be doing. And so as long as you don't want too much too soon, but you understand y-axis and x-axis, as long as you understand that and keep doing this, and we keep, we go along with this far enough, you have a great chance. You have 94 out of 100 chances that your son will have a benefit. 20% do real good, 20% do good, and 60% do mild to moderate. That's the same as it is in school. 20% are great, 20% are good, and 60% are average. But average is what makes up the world, and average is good. And for school, it takes 12 years to graduate. For methyl B12, it takes 2.5 to 4 years to graduate. Hyperbaric takes 1.5 to 2 years. We do these things. We stay there long enough. We don't drop out of school too soon. And again, when we put a kid in first grade, even though they're the best first grader, doesn't mean they'll be the best 12th grader. And even if they're the worst first grader, doesn't mean they're going to be the worst 12th grader. Okay? So what happens is we want to see what happens. That's all. Nothing else. And we want to see. And there's special forms and formats so you can understand. That's our goal for the first 6 weeks. Second 6 weeks is we're going to get him on a certain amount of supplements because everybody's body has enough vitamins and minerals to be able to support a 3-day shot. But it doesn't have enough vitamins and minerals to support and combine and work with daily. And because 50% of the children do better on daily than every 3 days, 50% do, okay? If we just try daily too soon, they have more side effects than everything else. He doesn't need it when he really needs it. So the second 6 weeks we get to the supplements the way we want, okay? There's a special way you will be going through these step by step by step. In the third 6 weeks we will get him on to daily shots, and we will see if he has another y-axis change. And after that, we will most likely recommend hyperbaric. There's other things we do. There's special brain waves that we do. I don't know if they told you about the brain wave patterns in the QEGs. Did they tell you that? Where we're able to see on a brain wave, green is good, every other color is bad. Every color is bad except green. And lines are bad. This is a perfect brain because if you think about this is where we collect in EEG where we get the data.
Your next patient is here.
They're early, right?
Yes.
Basically, if you think about this as a telephone in the brain, calling every other part of the brain, you want it to be able to call anytime. The only place the telephone company has to come, electrical engineers, the only place the telephone company has to make a map is where the telephone line is broke or cut or static. So lines are bad and green is good. So this is before methyl B12 and this is after. That's 6 weeks. We're not fixed, we still have problems. We're not fixed. This is before methyl B12. This happened in we have that downstairs. It costs about $700 some if you want to do it, basically, and then it costs about $1,500 for myself and my doctor and all to do it. This is before.
The insurance not cover.
No, they don't cover it. This is before and after. This is methyl B12, one boy. This is bad. Remember, only green is good. This is bad, and we are able to make green, and this is speech and language area, etc. So we're able to do this. This is another boy, speech and language area, and we're able to help it be fixed so that now it's kind of like we put the fire out, so now that they can go build a classroom where the fire was burning. Okay, if we see this, like here we see this. Let's not do this one, let's do another one. Let's not do this one. Where the fires are burning, okay, we can't put a classroom there, but now when we turn the fire off, now we can put the classroom there to where we can start learning. Okay, people want it. So in other words, on the first day,
because my child is hard to know.
You'll know. Trust me. There's 135 possibilities. You're either going to know or not. This one you're not going to miss. You're either going to know or you're not going to know. Again, you're going to know it might be a little bunch of miles, but it's a bunch of miles. Okay, you're not going to miss it. It's either going to be there or not going to be there, okay? All right, they have paper.